That's right. 3, 2, 1, go.
You know I used to be alright when you woke me in the morning, waiting for the sun to shine. Do your two-step all night, then you spin me around and catch me laughing as the sun would rise. Sun would rise. Oh, I don't know what to do.
Y'all, never have I ever waited at the opening of a mall just to like line up for something. And I still have to wait. Waiting 30 minutes for the Pokemon pop-up. But in the meantime, I'm going to eat my protein bar. So we're gonna do that. Oh my god, where'd it go? I think I forgot my protein bar, y'all. No, I thought I brought it. No, here it is. Here it is. Okay, just want to check my waiting time. 285 people. 285, not even people, but like parties waiting to get in line for this Pokemon pop-up. I'm insane, y'all. I'm insane. Anyway, should we do a quick update? Let me see. Carrying this giant thing around, but has made quite, have used it quite usefully as a visor, so it's nice. So far I'm liking it. It's very gossipy, very fast-paced, very dialogue-driven, lots of fun. Not very far in. I feel like most Bret Easton Ellis books need to be edited down. This definitely, I think, needs to be edited down. There's just like a bunch of name drops of celebrities, but I think also builds sort of the wasteland that was celebrity life and celebrity following in New York during like 90s, early 2000s. So far, it's fun. It's a riot. I'm right at this line here. The whole point of Super Mario Bros. Is that it mirrors life. Killed or be killed. Time is running out. And in the end, you are alone. Wow. Thanks, Bret. Very insightful. Anyway, yeah, gonna eat this and then read a bit and then, yeah, wait to get in line. Okay, bye.
And you specialize in Fabergé.
Correct.
And you've had this store since 1851, but you look good.
Yeah.
You haven't been here since then. Good nip and tuck.
Yeah, exactly.
person.
So sexy. I'm so ugly and this place is so sexy. It's huge. I love Seoul. Sing me a song in this?
I think I like this little
I
line.
hate it.
I think I like this little line. This is cute, like this.
I actually like that. Here.
Like,
Cute.
oh my god. I think I like this little line. Okay.
My tamagotchi is transforming. Oh, it's the ninja again. Ugh. At least I got money. This coffee, but it tastes like milk tea. Insane. Ah. Also, say hello to my... What are these called? Anyway, say hello.
人の命のどうなろうと、それを私が知ることか。恋には我が身の命もいらぬ。堪忍して生かしておくれ。
Madrugada já romper.
Y'all going out to read outside because it's so nice outside. But I'm gonna put on cologne just cause. Wearing Gypsy Water by Rita, which is actually a hair perfume because it's a lot cheaper than buying out the actual bottle. So I'm doing this, but I want to get rid of it. I want to use it all up. I think I'm about like a little less than half of the way through. I just need to stop smelling like my crushes, because that is manifestation that won't be made. I love them to death, still do, but that will never happen. Will never happen, sadly. Just geographically. You're probably not even watching this, so I can say whatever, can I? Yeah, gonna go out and read because the weather's really nice. I just put all my delicious coffee in my new Awala, which I am loving. This fun sippy. I think I can show you here, but y'all, spill proof. Okay, maybe it like spilled a little bit because I literally just sipped from the straw and it was a little wet because I slobber. But look, y'all, it's not spilling. Incredible. This thing's made for children. And I'm a fucking child. Alright, I'll see y'all outside. Bye. Needle drops, still so heavy in a Bret Easton Ellis book. Sinead O'Connor was singing The Last Day of Our Acquaintance. I love, like, looking up what songs set the scene when he drops these song names. They're so much fun. But also, okay, I'm almost done, y'all. But when your chapters are this short near the end of the book, you know you've given up. Like, was it really that serious? Was all of this... Mind you though, I'm having a good time. It's actually a lot of fun. I just hate when a privileged person gets so much more success than I do. Anyone else? Anyway.
We are giving repeated non-smoking announcements to prevent secondhand smoking and to maintain a clean and comfortable park.
Hi, hello. Guess what? We finished this. Also, don't know if I mentioned, but I love my new kids tumbler Owala. It's so good. Now I realize why everyone is obsessed with the adult sippy cup. Like, make drinking fun. And not fun in, like, the $16, $18 cocktail way. Just, like, water. I've got coffee in here, though. I wish they made the kids tumbler in, like, a darker color. Because I feel like if this gets scratched, then it shows up more easily. And I know they have like the little booties, like a silicone boot that you can put on this, but it's just like, I'm not paying, what is it, $5+ for a frickin' like a silicone mold. Seems like a waste of money. Y'all, this is colossal in its boldness. This took almost a decade for Bret Easton Ellis to finish, given that he was in controversy of dealing with American Psycho, the death of his father, while also writing The Informers to sort of meet publishing deadlines for not being able to finish this. And you kind of see where it slips and falls and sort of the pockets of time that created holes within this. Like, the ending is very rushed. It takes almost a quarter of the book to get to the actual plot of the story. But all in all, I enjoyed this a lot more than The Shards. Given though, The Shards could not exist without this. Given that I think like The Shards is a better formed novel, though I think this is more entertaining because there's a thrill, there's this breath of excitement, there's really experimental sentence structures and cute little gimmicks that he uses in here that makes it feel really fresh and new. Because he started this when he was like 22, 23, and The Shards is good. It's just, it needs to be edited down. I think ultimately, Bret just needs an editor at times. People will go on and on about stuff that I don't really care about. And in The Shards, you get that a lot. Here though, I think with connections to the way that we get name drops of certain brands and such, fondly in American Psycho, it happens here too. But I think with that excessive obsession with brands and the people that you know, it works here because it's about celebrity culture. It's about how
heavy it was within the late 80s, throughout the 90s. It's really interesting to read this now because celebrity culture is dead. And I want to say with certainty that culture is dead. Culture is dead because our references are not fully ingrained with the world at large. I feel like most references now, when we think of like cultural reference points, is all very TikTok-y. It doesn't last very long, and I think that has to deal with also things going viral. You know, when something goes viral, it doesn't last for quite as long, and you have to act fast on it. Whereas time moved a lot slower back then, and fame took time to create, to breed, to powder around. But here, and I think Bret has always been a major pioneer in maintaining culture and chasing after it. It's very apparent here how it creates this glorified world dissecting the hierarchies of privilege, the rich, and where one stands amongst it all, especially when it comes to crime blasted on all of our TV screens. But what happens when you are involved in that crime? What happens when you're part of something that doesn't feel real? Sometimes those things on the TV screen, they don't feel very well. That missing child, not real. That death, not so real, because it's so distant. But when our character Victor comes to contact with the violence, it feels very real. And then there's this interesting blend later on in the book, where it takes about like 75% of the way through to get to, is that in all the murders and deaths that he's being involved with, our character Victor, through this slew of people he's met in clubs, had sex with, friends of friends, he realizes he's part of a movie. And there's almost this like Truman Show capacity to it, where you don't know if it's real or imagined or real or fiction in Victor's world. And that's where it feels fun, it's inventive, and it's really cool what Bret does with celebrity names. Christian Bale shows up later in the book, and that's so funny to me, given that, you know, he starred in American Psycho. But there's just a bunch of other celebrities in here, one of which is Rick Rubin, and I have his latest book on my shelf on deck right now, and I plan to get to it. But it's so interesting to see celebrities like Rick Rubin still exist within the context of our world. I mean, I've always heard of Rick Rubin through podcasts and such, and he's still relevant in the sphere of creatives in the world. A lot of my favorite YouTubers are reading this book, and so it's really interesting to see that parts of culture are maintained that way. But what is culture now? And I forget who was it, but Hajin, if you're watching this, we both talked about an article that came out, I forgot where, but they had said that culture hasn't been alive since the death of Amy Winehouse. She was the last person to have major celebrity culture. And it's so interesting, the direction in which celebrity life, fame, and all of that, what it means, what it maintains, and where to go from all of that. With the end of TikTok coming, like, what does it mean? Where does attention go? What do we focus on? Do we actually go outside and touch grass? Is that what's gonna happen? Like, the end of TikTok is also the end of so much screen time. Will we look out the windows? Will we step outside of the house? And all of that, it was really silly to say, given that I'm not like on TikTok too long. But, you know, I'll fall into spirals and rabbit holes. But it's like, what happens if we half our screen time and dedicate it to the larger world? A lot of my favorite creators at the moment are going through these existential crises involving the repetition of life, how to break up habits, how to endure, what to do with the things that we love, and how to dedicate more love to it. What does me time mean? Am I dedicating enough time to myself? I think I'm reaching that point where a good friend mentioned that, like, though he meets and met a bunch of people in his like early late 20s, now in his mid 30s he made the sudden realization that he has very, very little time to himself now, given that his parents are aging, and he fears that he'll have to move back home and take care of them. And so it's really interesting to see like all this time spent around friends, and then soon all this time dedicated to family. where's that time for himself? How does he make that time? And I've been thinking about that myself, given that I still read a lot. It's like, I do love literature. I live for it. I'm at that point where, or it has always been apparent to me that like books sometimes are better than people. I said it. Hot take, but I said it. Because in my deepest, darkest times, people were not there for me. Yeah, literature saved. Like, literature kept me away from really nasty thoughts that could have put me in danger, I think. Dangerous, dark places. And yeah, that's essentially why I read, for escapism, but also I write. And so I realized when I made the link of reading and writing, did I notice that this is how I understand the world. This is how I move through it. I move through it through words. It's really tough to convey to someone that, like, when I say something, I really mean it. Like, because words are important to me. So important. Because I read, I live, and I write it all down. Again, it just like boils down to that Joan Didion quote that just struck a major chord in me, and it's that we tell ourselves stories in order to survive, and all of the stories that I've read have helped me survive. Literature has taught me a major part of empathy that I don't think I could have learned anywhere else in the corner of the earth, any corner, but literature taught me empathy. Yeah, literature has always meant a great deal to me in that way. It's also why I started this channel, because I think I was reaching a point where I was like, I want to talk about literature with other people. And I never knew how to do that. And I'll always reference this, and major thanks to Alex, what page are you on? But On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous was the first book where I was like, I need to find out who else is reading this. I need to figure out who else in the world this book has captivated. And I went on YouTube, searched up Ocean Vuong's book, and there it was. What page are you on? Alex's first video appeared, and I watched it, and I was like, aha. And yeah, one of the major influences of why this channel exists, I was like, you know what? Let me do it. Let me be silly and talk to my phone. You know, let these thoughts rush out, and hopefully they come across someone somewhere who is also looking for answers to great works of art that are doing something to us, that are connecting us in some way, communicating something within the spirit, within the heart. And it's beautiful. It really is. Anyway, that was... You're not my therapist. Boy. But this is lots of fun. And yeah, I like it a lot more than the shards. But now that I say that, I want to reread the shards and see how both works compare. I think I'm biased, and I like this a lot because it has a great deal of fashion references to it within like late 80s, 90s context. Really cool. It was Bret himself who said that early on in his life, when he began his writing career, he felt like a Didion cosplay. And I really do wonder if he had studied Didion's copy at Vogue, reading descriptions and details she wrote about like stuff in the catalogs to make and create this work. It's still something that is clunky. There are bumps and lulls in this, and I think that's because of Bret's personal life getting in the way. But it is monumentous in how bold and almost terrifying it is. There are lashes of Bret Easton Ellis's like usual great prose writing. There's a great rhythm to his work. When you're in it, you're really in it, and he takes you along, and it's incredible the way he draws you in. You're like deer in the headlights with his writing. Yeah, and then there are lulls where it's just like, oh God, Bret, just move along. Like, this isn't it. Don't stay here for too long. And there are moments of that where it works and it doesn't work. And so it is a very clunky novel. It is long, and Bret has admitted that it's not his best work, but I think a lot of its success exists within how we look at celebrity culture now and the loss of it. So it's really interesting reading it now. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm really excited to read more Bret Easton Ellis. I think I have, looking from afar here, Y'all, have I shown this? I don't think I have, but look at this cover of the Rules of Attraction. It's incredible. If anyone hasn't noticed, but my new title cards for my vlogs and also my thumbnails were inspired by this, but there's a can of Coca-Cola here, shaped, crushed as a U within Rules. I've just been enjoying this like fun graphic design detail where a part of it is that it's part of culture within this time period, I'm sure, of like Lost Generation, mid-80s, cans of Coke, massive labels and brands everywhere. Anyway, I don't know what this is really, but that one's a little blunt, some weed, I think. This will be my next Bret, and very excited to read it. But yeah, let me know if you've read Glamorama, what you thought of it. Did you like it more than the Shards? Let a boy know. Lend me your thoughts on Bret Easton Ellis. What have you read from him? Also, I'm a Black Whales affiliate. If you enjoyed this review of Glamorama, please consider using my affiliate link below, or use the affiliate link for all your other bookish needs. And yeah, as always, be well, do good work, keep in touch.